wanted to show you guys the Perfect Draw website that I made, which is a browser-based tabletop for this tabletop game, Perfect Draw. I've been running this game, Perfect Draw, for a long time with my friends. We have been doing it on Foundry, which is a wonderful and great website, but it does not have very great card support. The card support is very scattered. The extensions get changed version to version. No one keeps up with the upkeep of it. And it's just not generally good at running a game like this. So I created a website where you can go create an account as a judge and a player and play the game. So here we go. I'm going to show you guys the kind of the vibes of the how it works. I'm going to go through the website, give a quick tutorial on how things work from both a player and a judge perspective. So if you go to create account right here and you click on that, it is going to take you to a create account screen. There is currently no two-factor authentication enabled. So then I'm going to make a new email and I'm just going to call this test email at test.com. You have a few options here at the beginning for you to do. That is all based on campaigns. So this is all the campaigns that you could run. And you could join a campaign, which is code based. So somebody could send you an invite code and you join that campaign and it will show up here on your joined campaigns. Or you could start a new campaign and create a new one. So here, I'll show you. I'll click create campaign here. You type in the campaign name. Once it does that, you will be entered into the campaign hub. So if I go back to home here, you will see now that in your loaded campaigns, you will have Ultimate Draw here, the one that I did. And if you want to send the code to other people, you copy that code and then you paste it here as a player and join with code. So I'll show you in another window in a second how that works. You, as the campaign manager or the judge, control the campaign and you create a room. A room is basically a session that you and additional people can play, and you can have as many rooms as you want, but you and other characters can join this room and do work inside of it. In a campaign, you have multiple settings for you to access. So one of them is encounters. Now, I put in a bunch of the preset encounters that are in Perfect Draw, not all of them, but a lot of them. And you could create your own custom encounters here. So here, if you click create encounter. So yeah, so when you create this encounter, you could then give it a name. You could give the name like a gimmick. And then you could add visual assets to the actual encounter for people to see. So in this campaign now I have a card game master NPC encounter, and I can edit it and add a portrait or a 3D avatar if I want. You could use any of these Vroid 3D models inside of our website to be shown during the battle encounters. Now, this guy looks great. He looks like my duelist. And you could also create your own characters, remember that. But for now, I'm just going to pick him just to kind of show you. So here you scroll down to the bottom. Can you use this model? Click use this model. I will use this model. Download. I'm going to download it. Sleepy Zorro. So here you're going to get a preview of what the character is going to look like. You're going to click upload. So you're going to upload him. So you basically want to have a VRM or a GLB file. So those are the two that'll work great for here. Portrait Zorro. Now here, if I click upload, it will upload his picture. I will click save changes. And then here you'll see his portrait here. He will now have a 3D model in our 3D card battler, and we can go here. So that's a look at the encounters. Then you have scenes. So scenes are like backgrounds in a visual novel template style. So here you can make a scene template, and you can either upload an image or a YouTube link as the background. So scene templates are a place that you can add and create scene templates. When you go here, you can fill this information out, and I will show you later what a scene looks like, but you can basically add a background to that scene. Here we have our audio. So our audio, you can upload tracks, upload music to play during the game. Okay, so then you choose audio file. I'm going to upload this. Click upload track, make a label, dueling music. If you do dueling music here, you can upload it. And here you go, we got dueling music here. It is now uploaded in your campaign. ready for you to use. Here is a wiki. So this is like where you can add posts about your world, add links, add headings, just add a world wiki that the players can also see on their side, and I'll show you the player side in a second. But this is a resource for you to have a world wiki to add stuff. So if you click new post here, you can write, so if I write, hello, my name is Adam, and I write it in Markdown, Adam is cool, image of Zorro, I'm going to click Save Changes, it adds the picture of Zorro into the wiki. This is a log of the current sessions, and then you have settings. You could customize the playmat, the floor, and the backdrop. So here I'm going to choose the floor to be Zorro. I'm going to choose the playmat to be Zorro. I'll choose the floor to be Zorro. This is going to look absolutely insane and disgusting, but that is okay. Now I have my images saved of what I want my playmat, my floor, and my arena backdrop to look like. And I am all set to kind of get started and create characters in this world. On the left side, I have my created campaign with my new test account. And then on my right side, I have another account that I've been testing, which I'm going to add myself as a player to it. So right now, I have my personal campaign. Everybody gets a personal sandbox when they first start. I'm going to join with code. So you have to send the code to your campaign to other people. Now, where do you find this code? If you go back to the start and I click copy code here, and I right click, I will click join. Let me walk you through the character creation process. So every account has characters that are assigned to it. You can create multiple characters for multiple campaigns, and you can move any character from a campaign to a new one. You could also have multiple characters in one campaign. If you click create a character here, you're going to be greeted with a wizard that is going to walk you through step by step on how to create a character. Let's say, for example, I want to create a Love Struck character. If I click continue here, it will ask me to pick a name, and then I'm going to do a bonus in passion and click continue. Here it will show you your abilities for your selected playbook and the amount that you need to select, so you always get this one for this specific playbook, and this will be defined in the playbook details later. However, here we have a few other options. So we have fleeting romance, self-care, love triangle, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do just to impress and red string of fate. Why not? You click continue. Here you have a playbook staple, and then we're going to pick two generic staples for us, a summon army and a double strike. Click continue. So there are always going to be playbook specific details that are going to change with each playbook. This specific playbook has this. It has something called infatuation. This is somebody you're passionate or you're infatuated with. So what am I passionate about? I am passionate about Taco Bell. Okay, so here we go. Cool Guy 3000, Love Struck, got everything set up. Click Create Character. Here you have your experience. And once you're done with that, you can click Take Advancement. Pick one of these. So I'm going to take ability from my own playbook. Pick Self-Care. And you will see that if I go back here, Self-Care is added. It gets added to your advancements taken. And if you want to edit the sheet and add specific things, so you could do an edit sheet here, and you could add a portrait, a 3D avatar. You can edit your stats, edit your playbook details, experience, baggage. You can add baggage onto your sheet, staples, etc. Okay, so how do you manage a deck on a character, and how do you make decks? So each character has their own set of decks. And if you click Manage Decks here, you can then edit and create your own decks. Now, I have a few decks for this guy, new deck, swag deck. But each deck you can create, you will have a pre-made library that is based on your playbook's preferred cards, but you can also make your own cards, right? You click Create Deck. Okay. So here we have currently an empty deck, and to set it active, you click Set Active here. So this Set Active means that this is the one that is going to be one that you are going to use. So here you can add a few from the pre-made library, and if you click Show All, you can look at all the pre-made cards for any of them that might seem of use to you. Or you could go back to Filter the Playbook, But the one that you could do is you can add a custom card. So here you have an EP breakdown of what you can make with the effects and what you could do. And here you can add the effects, and then whatever effects you add will show you how much budget you could use with the EP breakdown. I have the ace bonus, base 2 since it's a normal warrior, 1 with the ace bonus, now it's a 3. So here we go, I'm going to click save card here, and now this card is in my deck. I can, if I want, add a custom image to this card. So if I want to go browse files, and I'm going to go to that lovely picture of Zorro that I downloaded and click open, I can click upload, and it will be uploaded. And if I want to position the art on the card will be saved. Okay, so that's how you add some cards in your deck. You have to have 4 decks minimum at the start, so I'm just going to add a couple of random cards here. And then I'm going to click set active. Oh, well, I already did that. Great, wonderful. So that is the character creation process, and that is how that works. And you see that Cool Guy 3000 is now added into my list of characters that I made. Here on my side, on the player side, there's a lot less to look at. There is a log to see what you write in a session, and there is the wiki. The wiki is what we looked at earlier. If I click on wiki here, you're going to see that I can see the post that I made on my wiki for my world. So here the campaign wiki gets added here, and we have the log right here. Every campaign, you have to move your character into it. So for example, here I have to click move here for Matthias to actually add him into the campaign. So when I go back to my ultimate draw on the judge's side, which is this left side, I see it. Now I'm going to create a room as a judge, and I'm going to show you how the process of a game works. So if you click create room here, this room has been created, and the players have been, so these are the players. So you, the judge, and then you, the one player that is actually in this match. You see now how it says there's a lobby open and a filler battle ready. You could click that, or you could join the room down here if you have multiple rooms. So I'm going to click this right here. And here, as the player, I have to ready up. So if it's going to be me versus an NPC player, I will show you how that works. And one thing to note, there is a personal setting button up here to set your name for the table. I'm going to set mine as Matthias. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to pick Matthias from my character. And then I'm going to change this to be swag deck. So as you can see here, each of the players are lined up and synced. Now you are looking at this in 2 browsers, so this is how it would look for you guys if one of you were the judge on one screen and one of you were the player on the other. So now here you could do some baggage prep. You could check off any baggage to get starting advantage. And then you could mark yourself ready. So here I mark yourself ready, each have a ready up, and then the judge can start the battle. So here you click start battle as the judge, and the judge has a lot of selections here on what to pick, whether this is going to be a filler, significant, or finale battle, a solo, free-for-all, or team battle, and then also they could pick an NPC for you to fight. So me, I'm going to pick the custom NPC that I built for now. So Card Game Master. And then I'm going to click Start Battle. Now each of us are going to load into the map. Now this looks really crazy because I picked Zorro. It's quite much a disgusting look here. But let me show you how this works. This is the battle hub and how it looks. Here on the right hand side, I am playing as my character. And I will first go over the player actions and how they work. So here on the player side, you have this life total. And you are able to adjust this life total plus or minus here. And let's say that you want to get advantage and the GM tells you, or the judge tells you that there's advantage, you can click this and it is marked here. And if you hover over each of these, it will say, has your opponent use your baggage to gain an advantage over you? Has something or someone you care about have been put at risk? So when you hover over each of these, it will tell you if you gain any combat tension or not. And this hotbar has a lot of things that it does. Manipulates most of the things in your deck, and 2, it lets you roll. So here we go. So one, if I click draw here, you see that I drew a card, and this is currently my hand. I am able to hover over my hand like so. I have my hover over like this with my hand, and I can view my hand, and I can drag it to go into the field or the graveyard. So if I drag this onto the field, I have played it. A nice little cute little animation gets played right there, and I have played this item. Now you can see that if I play another card, it will allow me. So the system is not forcing you to play. So this right here is a shuffle button. This will shuffle your deck. Then here I have a roll. So if I click this, it will roll the dice. Okay, so here we have 4-2. That's great. We have an attack, so I can choose who I want to attack. So let's say I want to take my support copter, and then I want to directly attack the opponent. I can click attack, and you see that his life gets reduced by 1. And then we have play a staple. So the staples that you selected on your sheet, you could choose. And then we have a create a token or warrior. So this lets you create copies of tokens and create clones of things on the battlefield so that you are able to do certain effects on your cards. Like a card might say make 1 weak warrior a turn or something. So if I click weak warrior here, for example, it will make this, and then I click spawn token, and then it will spawn a token of a warrior. On the right here for the player, there is the battle log. Here, it will be a full log of what dice you've rolled, what you've attacked, what you shuffled, like what type of actions you've done, so you can debug and work through what you've done. See how I was marking and unmarking tension before, life change, start match, etc. So for the Game Master side, you have a lot less buttons here. However, you now have access, and let me make this full screen. You now have access to a judge tool. So this is the judge's view of the same scene. So the judges have access to a lot more things. So one of the things that the judges has access to is that they have access to judges tools. And in this judges tools, you can control and manipulate the character and their moves. So here I have user response, lash out. I have the life totals, advantage, tension, and I could use my character's moves. Now, I don't have any moves on this character currently, but I could add and use the moves that I add for him to play in the match, the ones that I add on the custom screen. On the bottom here, I have draw for drawing for my character, shuffle, roll. I can do the same thing as a player and create a token if I wanted to. But then I also have a special button to spawn a card directly into somebody's hand. So if you want to go for some like crazy anime moment, you're like, oh, a magical card just spawned in your hand, oh my god, or whatever. You could do that and spawn it into one of the player's hands. Here, you could search through your deck or your graveyard. This was also on the players. I didn't mention it. And you, on the right side, also have this. So on this top right bar here, we have a lot of things that the judges can do. One of them is that you could create a cinematic moment. So if we want to make a hero shot, it will automatically change the page to look like a hero shot. And one cool thing, and let me show you, is that this will propagate to everybody. So if I click top down here, see how each of the clients change? So you as the GM can create some specific moments if you want to look up. You could do a local close-up. Not that great, but it's okay. We have sweep characters. This will sweep around the whole table if it's like a free-for-all style match. And then we could do orbit opponent. So that will orbit the opponent. Now you have to remember the opponent for one of them is not the same as the other. So we have orbit opponent, etc. So here we go. And then we have an across the table shot if we wanted. Like, oh my god, what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. This is still in the works. This system, this cinematic system, I'm working it out. But for now, I think it's fun, and it's just like a good test to see if anybody likes it or if it's a good time. Nice quality of life feature. Quick adjusting. So you, as the judge, can, let's say for Matthias, right? Matthias has 2 health. I can make him take a damage. So if I click this and click damage 1, well, I actually damaged him twice and it kicked us out of the match because I beat him. I didn't pick an NPC this time. All right, well, I reloaded the match because I killed him. And when you kill somebody, it like automatically takes you back to the lobby. You could heal him. So here I click this. You see how his life's going up on both screens. You can take damage, damage him. He's getting hurt. Right? You can add advantage, etc. Here you can end turns, like forcibly end turns if you want. And then here you can play music. So if I click play, switching to scene. So here we have a scene mode. And in the scene mode, you have a backdrop that you can set if you go here and you click apply template. Back in the scene section, you are able to then create a background and have a nice looking background or visual novel scene for your players to talk in. That's a majority of the website. I hope that you like it. Tried to just do a quick overview of what's available, of what you could do. I didn't cover everything. I didn't go into every little fine detail. Just wanted you guys to see what the website's about. I know this looks absolutely insane, like what I created here, but yeah, that's the website.